This is the fifth in a series of presentations about the Library and Information Technology program at Sacramento City College. It's going to cover a few topics. So first is the larger library world. So professional organizations. So professional organizations are organizations based around a variety of different things. Professional organizations are based around different professions, and so there are different library professional organizations depending on the type of library you work in and where you work and things like that. They're really key for networking and can be really helpful in terms of you being successful in a profession. You definitely want to join professional organizations when you're a student, especially in the last semester. The student rate is usually much less expensive than any other options. The most active local professional organization in the general Sacramento region is the Sierra Nevada chapter of the Special Libraries Association. They regularly host events that attended by librarians and library staff from all sorts of different libraries in the Sacramento region. And they're, like I said, a really good, awesome networking opportunity. Bachelor's of Library and Information Science. If you're interested in completing a bachelor's degree before getting your master's degree in Library and Information Science, I recommend, people often ask me, what should I get my bachelor's in? And I tend to recommend whatever subject interests you the most so that you will keep going because you enjoy it. There are now bachelor's degrees in Library and Information Science, but they don't particularly add to your ability to get a job and I haven't seen them in any job descriptions yet. And any subject area will work from, these are all good options: early childhood education, theater arts, history, anthropology, sociology. Any sort of technology skills are really useful, so computer science would be super useful. Really anything that you would enjoy so that you can get through that section of your education. And then, of course, to become a librarian, you would need to get a master's in Library and Information Science. So U.S. News and World Report always puts out a list of library schools, and you can certainly look at that. The following are institutions that are in California offering master's degree. So San Jose State University is the local university. It's completely online. UCLA, I believe, is completely in person. And then the University of North Texas has an online degree. And then University of Southern California actually has one that I think is geared towards people who want to eventually manage a library. Out of all of these, the one that I actually recommend, and the reason why it's on this list, is the University of North Texas degree. I think is a pretty good program. It's ALA accredited and completely online. The thing that they do, which is really nice, is they actually have a cohort structure, and so you would go through the classes with the same group of students, and they actually, I don't know whether they require it or just strongly encourage people to actually meet up in person, which I think makes a huge difference. And as I understand it, it's pretty close in cost to, for example, the San Jose State program. So I recommend the University of North Texas program, and I've had some students go through the program and thought it was a good program. So that's what I'd recommend. Just to cover the different types of libraries: academic libraries or university and college libraries. Archives are facilities that collect a broader range of material types, including photographs, papers, objects. Public are libraries, city and county library systems. School libraries or K-12 libraries. Government libraries, state agency libraries. And then some of these are crossover. So like law library, public library is actually tied to the county, at least in California. So it may cover more than one category. And then special libraries are the ones that tend to be smaller and more specialized. So locally, the Lavender Library, which is an LGBTQIA+ organization, and then but there's medical libraries locally and as well as law libraries, all sorts of stuff. So library skills, knowledge, and abilities that will be useful. So these are skills you should master, or you should familiarize yourself with to become a library technician or associate. So many of these will turn up as interview questions, and they should be covered in the program. So accessibility to some degree. So accessibility issues, you should be generally aware of accessibility issues involved in using library collections, both online and in person. So be familiar with, for example, how ADA affects libraries. Applications. There are a huge number of applications, and so the recent ones that I've heard a lot about are Overdrive and or Libby. The marketplace for these are Google Play Store and Apple's App Store. Communication skills are really key, both online and in person, and writing skills are really important. You should know how to use ebooks. So if you haven't already done so, I would download an ebook on a device and check it out. Email is really basic, and so that's an important skill. You need to know netiquette and specifically how to attach a file to email. Equity and diversity, you should be able to articulate your views on the importance of equity and diversity in libraries. Hardware, parts of these are all things that you should be aware of. Parts of your desktop computer, parts of laptop computer, printers, photocopiers, telephones, fax machines, self-checkout, projectors, digital cameras, sorting systems, microform and microform readers, and basic troubleshooting. I've been known to joke that they should have had a class in library school on how to remove paper jams, because that happens all the time. Some of these are becoming obsolete, for example, the microform and microform readers. However, there's still a lot of libraries that still use them. Intellectual property and copyright, this is a really important area, so you should have some understanding of how that affects libraries. The internet, general netiquette is important. For example, don't use all caps when you're writing messages, because that's like yelling at someone. How to post material online, how URLs are structured, and different formats and file formats. If you're studying up to apply for a specific job, you want to make sure you look at the library webpage. So, and all the other connections, internet options that the library has. So for example, if they're on Facebook, you would want to study their Facebook feed or Instagram, all that. And then make sure you know how to connect a cell phone to a wireless network. Outreach and programming is a good skill set to sort of familiarize yourself with, and that's one of the big things that libraries do now is do a lot of outreach and programming. And then public computing. Social media, this is obviously an ever-changing universe, but the Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter all are here, and it doesn't look like they're going anywhere, at least for now. And then how to use software. And then Wi-Fi is really critical, because everybody is always trying to connect their devices via Wi-Fi. And then onto a new topic, the Library Support Staff Certification. So as of January 2017, students who graduate with a degree or certificate in Library and Information Technology at Sacramento City College are eligible for the Library Support Staff Certification from the American Library Association. So what is the Library Support Staff Certification? It's designed to recognize value and accomplishments of library support staff. It's managed by ALA. It's directed towards those who work in positions in libraries that do not require a graduate degree in library information science. If you complete the library tech program, you have completed the whole LSSC. The fee to apply is $350 for, and I haven't checked if this is current, so this may be slightly off, $350 for non-ALA members, $325 for ALA members, and the process is conducted entirely through ALA. I would not, so the purpose of this is really for areas of the country that don't have library tech programs accessible to staff members. So it's a way for staff members to earn credits so that they can get salary advancement, things like that. So if you are staying in the Sacramento area, you don't really need to do LSSC. However, if you're planning on moving anywhere, you might want to do it because that way you have a national certification that will any library anywhere will understand. And then finally, why finish the library tech program? So a trend that I have observed is that if you're already employed in a library or obtaining a library position at a local library before you complete all your coursework, it may be tempting to stop taking library tech classes. However, I really want to encourage you to, it's still worth finishing the program as quickly as possible to get your degree or certificate. One of my rules for success is, if possible, always get the quote unquote piece of paper to complete your degree or certificate, and you should be able to finish it in 1 to 2 years. Here are a few reasons why it makes sense to finish your degree or certificate. Earning the degree or certificate will make it more likely that you will advance professionally, particularly in a library setting. And you can file for the LSSC if you want to move elsewhere. You don't want to lose your catalog rights, as I've discussed earlier. Because if you like drop out of the program and then decide you want to come back, you may have to add quite a few more classes. Having the degree or certificate on your resume is more valued by employers than simply listing courses you've completed. It indicates you have follow through and be more valuable to other colleges or universities if you wish to continue your college education. The job hoarding course is invaluable. You should plan on completing it during your last spring semester. If you don't finish the program, you'll miss out this opportunity. From a former student, I totally use your advice for interviewing, and I swear it's foolproof. If you only have 1 to 2 classes left to finish, just try to push through and get it done. The semesters will pass rapidly and you'll be done before you know it. If you don't already have a college degree, having a degree or certificate looks good on your resume. If you do have another college degree, the library tech certificate will look good to local library employers. You don't know what life will bring to you that may become an obstacle, particularly if you only have 1 to 2 units left to complete, so just push through and finish. You also may lose financial aid if you don't complete the program quickly enough, and it benefits the program. So if you think there's any value in the program, we need as many students as possible to finish and complete a degree or certificate. If a major emergency comes up, such as a death of a family member, a lack of housing, car accident, that sort of thing, please communicate with Professor Pose about what's happening. There are official actions you can take to put your education on hold until you're on your feet. There are also campus resources that can help. She can also plan a way for you to continue and complete the program that works for you. If you don't finish the library tech certificate because you've decided to pursue a master's in library and information science, that's fine. Just please let Professor Pose knows she needs that data to demonstrate the program is valuable. And that's it. Thanks.